friends, welcome to my new vlog. What a week I've had. I hope you've all had a good week. If you are new here, welcome and thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Kate. I'm Kate Sanderson. I am a film actor. I usually work in horror movies, and I've also moved to this house in Essex over a year ago now, and I'm trying to do it up. So my videos are kind of a mix-up of crafts, doing up this house, and my day-to-day life as an actor. So thank you for joining me. Oh, where to start? If you're a fan of my channel, you'll know that last week I had a real shock because quite a big subscription which I had cancelled, and I'd gone through all the steps to cancel it online. They just took the whole payment again, and I ended up contacting my bank, and also they had a sister site who had also cancelled, though that money wasn't coming out till April. And what I found was that they again had put me onto auto renew, which was really a shock. Anyway, I contacted my bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, and they were wonderful, and they refunded the subscription money within a day. And also I then received confirmations from both these websites confirming I had cancelled, which they had not sent before. So I think really that getting my bank involved was a very good plan and a relief, but it was quite a shock. I mean, yeah, I think I'm kind of learning some money lessons at the moment. Which is good. It's good. I've been working on my Easter bunting for my mantelpiece. I've tried to set it out here so you can see what it will be like. I have really enjoyed knitting these little triangles. It's been so lovely. I think I'm going to be knitting more bunting for other windows, but just thought I'd show you how I'm getting along. I now have to iron them flat and attach them to like a string that will put them up on the mantelpiece. Hi, Cookie! And then I will show you how that's looking. So it's the next day, and I've now kind of ironed out my bits of bunting. They look a little bit sort of flattened, I must say, more than out of light. And I've just pinned them onto this sort of thick cream wool. And I'm hoping that that will look quite cute on the mantelpiece. And tonight I'll try and sit and sew the little triangles on. And yeah, hope it will be nice. Well guys, here is my bunting, which I've put up on the mantelpiece. I will say it was very satisfying to use up bits of wool. I think maybe the bunting is very summery and cheerful looking. I'm not sure if it's really dignified enough to go on a mantelpiece. I mean, I'm probably going to leave it now because I have taken the trouble to make it and put it up, but it might be something that's better for maybe a bookshelf or, you know, maybe the kitchen or something. But it's quite cute bunting, and I think it's interesting that when you've chosen wool for other projects, obviously they are colours you liked, so when you use up your odd bits of leftover wool for this or another kind of project, you're probably still going to like the colours you chose, because after all, it's wool that you bought. Yes, it is good to learn about money. This week has slightly stood out because for the first time since I moved here, to where I am now, I attended a town kind of fete, a church fete. I've never either known there was a fete going on or known about it in time kind of thing. So today I went to a church fete this morning and had that sense of community and little dinky tablecloths and, you know, cute things to look at. So now I'm going to put in my footage of the church fete and then I will come back to you. So I've got a cake and a cheese roll, and it was very good value. It's like £1.50. Everyone was so nice. It's just a lovely kind of community energy in a church fair. Let me turn around the camera and show you what I got, although it was naughty of me to buy anything really. First of all, I got a homemade apple pie. I'm happy to say my Auntie Anne is coming to visit me on Monday, actually. She's coming for about a week or more. It's not like a strict deadline, but I'm going to offer her some apple pie. I will admit I didn't make it. I also got, let's move over here, this little brooch like a bow. I just thought that was very, very cute in 50s. I mean, bows came into fashion on social media last year, quite big time, but this is a genuine, I think, old bow. There was a Christian stall, and I got a little bookmark saying love is patient, love is kind. It's going out of focus, I think, if I do that. But that was one of my mum's favourite quotes, and at her funeral she had that whole text about all the things that love is, so that reminded me of her. Finally, I got this very summery, kind of sunshiny looking hair clip. The lady, it's made of resin, and she made it herself. She had lovely bags and things, and in the footage you'll have seen her stall, and it was just all really nice. So this is a nice clip for Easter or the summer. Also, if you're a fan of my channel, you will have seen that last week I was trying to get some branches to make my own twig tree to hang little Easter eggs on, and the only branches I could find in my garden were absolutely humongous. So I went on a walk, which I'll show you a little bit of footage of now, and I hope to, I think may have found my branch, and I also had an adventure with a miniature railway. It was really cute. I wish I'd stop moving my hand like that, it looks really weird. Okay, here we go, there it is. Beautiful daffodils. I think I found what could be a better twig tree than what I had in my garden. I'll bring it home. It's still pretty big, but it's not as big as the one I had in my garden. We'll see, I might find a better one. Isn't this amazing? I'm outside someone's house and they've made this model railway. It's all through the garden. There's kind of like Sherlock Holmes here and Dr. Watson. And then they've got, I think, different sort of houses and things that they've found to put it all together. It's not all sort of one type of model or anything. It's just very creative the way they've put things together. And here's like a farm with lots of cows and stuff. Here's just some beautiful round rocks that I think have sometimes had painting on them or writing. Little house at the front here, and here's some different kind of fancy houses. Oh, the traffic is so frustrating, but look at that fairy tale castle over there. I think it's a Disney castle. That's cute. And then there's like fairy houses, which I definitely approve. Oh, and it's mushrooms, and indeed it says fairy garden. There's a train track kind of going all the way around it. There's like a wishing well there, and more houses, and then a Japanese temple there, and then lots of other sort of houses and things. And it says there's an advert for the air show, and then there's like the fat controller over there from Thomas the Tank Engine, and a sort of cherub holding up a bird bath. It's just really adorable. I mean, so much work, and that lovely bridge. You know, I think they must have done this for charity, and I do admire it. I couldn't imagine doing this myself in my own garden, but it's really lovely that they've made this effort. Trying to pick out a few more things. Okay, there's a nice aeroplane that's landed, and a fairground, and another building there, and then there's a sort of church over there, and then a little street there. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping all around, but no, it's really charming, and well done to the person who put this masterpiece together. Wow. The garden railway supporting Papworth Hospital, and yeah, I was going to say something else, and now it's gone out of my head because of that motorbike. Oh, I know, I'm wondering, do they sometimes as a special treat put the trains on so that you can see the train going around the village? Because it really is very professionally done. Like, you feel like a toy train could go around here. Obviously they won't do it unless they're supervised. Yes, hi friends. As usual, I ran out of space. I was out walking and I hadn't expected to find that model railway thing. It was so amazing. As I was saying, I wondered if maybe on a special occasion they will run trains on it, but they wouldn't do it, obviously, unsupervised. I don't know, I'll have to try and find out. They didn't have anything up advertising when they were doing trains, but it did look very much like a train track that would work. Not that I've ever had a train set, but you know, it was just really cute. I would say that for the last few days, if the cuteness of life could be measured in a cutometer, it was pretty cute. I really loved the fete and I loved the railway and so on and so on. So today I have tried to order an Aldi to-go bag of fruit and vegetables. No, it's not Aldi, it's Morrison's. If you know my channel, you'll know I sometimes like to buy these to-go bags because they're very good value and they use up food which, keep my hand still, would otherwise get thrown away. So my auntie is coming to stay. I thought I might make a big pot of vegetable soup. She loves vegetable soup. It's not just me being a kind of meanie pants. She loves vegetable soup. So I'm going to probably go now and collect my my Aldi to-go bag. Then I'll show you what was in it. I'll show you what was on it if I get it, because sometimes you go and get these things and then they're actually not in the system, so you don't get them. But hopefully it will be there and I'll have it. And yes, then I'll carry on with my twig tree and also with preparing the house a bit more for my auntie coming. You know how when a guest comes over, whether it's just for coffee even, you do inevitably, well I do, start, you know, tidying up and getting things looking more respectable than they actually do in reality. So that's been really, really good. I'm going to quickly turn the camera around now and show you this room I'm in, which if you know me, you'll know it was full of stuff. It was very, very cluttered up with stuff I had nowhere to put. And now it's, because my aunt's coming, I've actually found homes for many things and it's looking a lot better, though it's still not great. So I'll just show you and you'll see what I mean. So if I turn around, by virtue of how much the carpet is showing, this room was so cluttered up with stuff, you could hardly see the carpet. Now, some of the stuff, like these piles of books, have just moved closer to this big bookcase. So that, in a sense, is not ideal. I mean, this is not finished, but it is a lot better. I've either got rid of or found places for many of the things that were here. And now, I mean, it's just a much, much clearer space. And if I go here, you can see that this will be a nice room eventually. Yeah, you can, it's not much sun in this room, but in summer it's actually quite refreshing that it's so kind of shady. And it's lovely to have another fireplace here. To me, this fireplace, I mean, it looks more real than my other fireplace. But if you look at the bottom, it's not coming out far enough to be a proper fireplace. And this has definitely been put in. It's not real. I don't like this sort of silver and black together. It's really cold. I think I will be repainting that another colour, and then I'm also not crazy about the wallpaper. Yeah. So it's not finished, but it is much better, and yeah, I'll stop going on. That tower for the plugs isn't very pretty, but it's useful. As another little update, I've caught up with my Angels of the Year book, which I try and have out. I try and update it every week. So this last week of before the vernal equinox, it's about the angel of departure and kind of about going back to God, which obviously I'm hoping will not be for a long time, but it's just nice to keep that kind of tradition every week. And then here I've got a little my Easter chick and some like little eggs. I do believe these were also from the To Me gallery. I showed you my big eggs last week. They're just really beautiful colours. And then here we've got a magic lantern poster. I am often a member of the Magic Lantern Society, though I haven't renewed this year, but they sent me this great poster, which is very Victorian, macabre. It looks like a wonderful convention. It's going to be in Birmingham in October, so yeah, just and here I've got a little house angel, and yeah, just a little update on my shelf, and I will show you quickly. This is my front door. I painted the other side a few weeks ago, but this is the front bit, and today I'm going to do one more coat, and I will take off the I really think that's a little Edwardian letterbox. I will take off the masking tape and try and polish up the bits that I can polish up, and yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Here on my upstairs landing, I actually found some more poetry books, just in case I didn't have enough. So I put them on top of these little chest of drawers that are a bit temporary, really. I think they used to be in the loft in my old house. I will be refining this, but I put some poetry books on top of each of them, and then put some dried roses from Picnic at Hanging Rock Day on top. And yeah, it's very me. All it needs is a doily, really. Onwards. Well, I went down to Morrison's, and actually there were no to-go bags. They said it was a mistake. There's no fruit and veggie to-go bags. Hello, Cookie. So I went to Aldi and I just got some wonky onions, some carrots and some cheese. And with the vegetables I already have in the fridge, I will just make some vegetable soup for myself and Auntie Anne. Hello, Cookie. And yeah, that's disappointing, but sometimes to-go bags are really good, so it's worth trying them. I do recommend them, but of course it's disappointing when you go there and there isn't one. You know, it's a symbol of how tidy my house is, how many scissors I've found. I, over the years, have bought lots of scissors, but when I get into a mess because I'm so busy, scissors just disappear. And when I get things tidied up again, I find them. So here I've got 4 pairs of scissors, and I know there's others in the house that I could use. Cookie, honestly. So yeah, my scissorometer is working and my cutometer is working. Got some blossom on my tree for the first time this year. It's really cute, and the sky is just azure blue. Oh, there's lots of blossom up there, but I don't know if it's possible to see it. Let's try and close up. Okay, I think we are blossom watching for sure in my garden, despite all the mess. So I'm wondering, is it good to sort of put on a show for other people, or is it more honest just to be yourself? I have to say, I'm someone who's not lazy. I work very, very hard. I work long hours and I just kind of run out of time. But I will say that when someone's coming over, I tend to prioritize tasks that have been piling up that I should have done. But I can honestly say I'm not ever someone that sits all day watching television. I really do work all day, as many jobs as I can. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to my auntie visiting. And yeah, I'll tell you a bit more about her visit next week. So what I've got is some Cuprinol Country Cream paint left over from painting the fairy shed last year. And it's still good, so I will just get my brush and start to have a go. I'm hoping that this will be kind of a nice job. Yeah, it's a slightly twisty branch, but then I was thinking, you know, obviously Easter is not all kind of cozy and fluffy. It was also, you know, Jesus suffering. So the twistiness of the branch, in a sense, is good. So I'm going to continue working on this, and I'll come back to you when I've got a first cream coat on the whole lot. This should be nice. Okay, friends, I'm actually midway through now. I'm finding that painting the twigs is more difficult than you'd think, because you think you've got all the bits and then you turn the branch slightly and there's a bit that you haven't got with the paint. But it is quite soothing and I think it will look nice when it's done. So I shall just press on now and see how we get on. Well, I've now kind of finished going over it. I don't think it's going to be perfect. I think there will be little dark bits peeping through. but maybe that will have character. Anyway, I'm pleased with this, and I think it's an hour before it's touch dry and then 4 hours before it's completely dry. So I maybe just try and look at this a bit later, but then other than that, wait till tomorrow and see how it's looking. I mean, the paint's gone into all these little grooves, so maybe it will take longer to dry than if it was just a flat surface. But hey, it's always nice to have an idea and then to actually go and do something. Hi friends, here's my front door, and I have gone over the lines a bit, like on the little letterbox here. I've got some paint. I need to get some paint stripper and get rid of that, but I like it much better than the grey. And there used to be a kind of bit here which was just bare white plaster where they'd put in the new key, and that's all been covered up now, so that's nice. And yeah, on the whole, I'm pleased with it. Well, it's the end of the day. I'm really tired. It seemed like years ago since I went to that church fete this morning. You know, that kind of day. It's been a good day. I'm going to show you one more thing today, then I'm going to, I think, have to finish this vlog tomorrow because I want to try and see if my twig tree worked and if it finished. I also want to quickly prepare my Auntie Anne's bedroom and just show you how it looks and what I've done. It'll probably be the same as I've done before, but right now I'm going to show you one more thing. I've got a nice cup of tea here as a refreshment, and also I've got, where is it? Oh, Nature Valley muffin bar. So trying to have a little treat but not be too calorific. And let me now switch the camera around and show you what I want to show you. Last week I showed you this Glasgow cards pack, and this week I found, when I was tidying up, this, you know, have you ever been on eBay and they sort of suggest things to you? I sometimes find miniature things quite cute, and once, a couple of years ago, maybe it was a year ago, I was planning to move and I just saw this and idly bought it one day, and I've never really properly looked at it, but it's little miniature items, so I thought it would be just fun to open it up and see what I got in this eBay bundle. So first of all, we've got two little bits of dollhouse fairy china, little vase and a little jug. Okay, I notice we've got some little fairy donuts. Actually, those look quite tasty. And then I've got like a little a little sort of handbag. It's cute. Okay, so we've got a tiny little sort of diary and a tiny little photograph album. I can't open them up and hold the phone at the same time, so we can't look inside them properly. So we've got some marmalade and jam and little sort of glass jars of beads. And here's something like from a witch's house, because it says rotten things and toenails. Then a wee blue vase. Okay. We've got a tiny little fairy sort of cardboard dollhouse with lace curtains. Okay. We've got a little bunny rabbit made of pipe cleaners, which is, I guess, appropriate for Easter. We've got some little tiny goblets, but they won't all stand up straight, which is a bit weird. We've got some little tiny perfume bottles for the fairies. We've got a little tiny pair of fairy shoes. Oh, there's a CD next to it, so that gives you some idea of how little the shoes are. Cute. We've got a tiny pack of playing cards, perhaps appropriate considering last week. A little box of chocolate buttons and roses. There's some little bacon lollipops, salmon fillets, a sandwich, chocolate biscuits, a bottle of wine, a bottle of cola, and 2 potatoes. We've got 2 tiny little doilies, 2 teaspoons, another little china vase I didn't see, and a top for that vase which I hadn't spotted at the beginning either. So that's my fairy stuff here. Good morning, happy Sunday. I'm got my twig tree here, and I think it's completely dry. I think it's, you know, I think it's kind of interesting looking. It makes me think it's a bit Russian-y looking somehow. I don't know what that means exactly. I will now, maybe what I'll do is I will just put it in the pot and show you what I'm doing. So here's my cream pitcher which I filled up with old tea towels, as I said, to help this stand up straight, and I'm really hoping it's going to work. Hello, nitrile glove. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's good. Maybe I could find some nice stones to go on top of there, but maybe not. I think I'm going to now tidy up this table, get all the gubbins off it, and try and hang some of my eggs and just let you see how it looks. But on the whole, I'm pretty pleased. So here's my tree. Here are some eggs that have, like, you can hang them up. I have other decorations as well, and we'll just see how they look, and I'll have a play around and then I'll show you what I think at the end. Well, friends, here is my very unsymmetrical twig tree. I like it. I think it's a bit mysterious looking. That's not what a twig tree is supposed to be, I guess. I find that because some of the twigs are quite fragile, only my lightest decorations would go on them. Like these ones here are made of china. Sorry, my shadow. Ooh, let me turn around. Okay. These ones here are made of china, and they were too heavy for some of the little branches. And no, but I think it's nice. As I said before, it's very nice to actually have an idea and do something. And yeah, Easter is not all a happy sort of, I mean, of course it's a happy festival, but also there's, you know, the Passion of Jesus as well. So the fact that my branches are a bit gnarly looking, I'm okay with that. So yeah, I'm wondering if the twigs will actually be strong enough to hold the eggs, but most of them are light. So there we go. That's it. A twig tree is born. So guys, all I really want to do for the remainder of this video, I think, is to prepare my Aunt Anne's room. She's coming to stay tomorrow, so that won't take forever. I'm going to have a cup of tea now and another one of those breakfast bites. They were quite nice last night. They're quite pleasant. And then I will just show you a little of the room when I've done it, and round up the video. And thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. Well, here we are. It's the last sort of task for today. The light's really streaming in through my curtains. It's so nice. I have to say, I don't feel that mirror suits this room at all. It's too hard. Perhaps I could try and paint the room, the edges cream. I don't know, it's a problem for another day. So now, here I've got the current bed linen that I have, which is, I mean, it's a bit naff looking. It's very warm. This was a pink polyester thermal duvet set that I got from Wilko before it closed, and you know, it's very, I like cats, can you see that? It is very, very cozy, and it's been incredibly cold at night lately, despite the fact that it is a beautiful day today. I've got a Paris cushion there. Yeah, it's the closest to Paris I'm getting at the moment. Yeah, it's very cozy at night. My aunt hates any polyester bed linen, and you know, when it comes to non-thermal, non being sort of cold, cotton bed linen is all that I want as well, except when it's cold like it is now. However, she is staying in here. This is usually my room, but when guests come, I give my room to the guest. So I will now just change over this bed linen, and that's probably going to do it for today's video. And I need to get a few flowers from my auntie as well. Okay, friends, well, there you go. I've changed around the bed linen. To me, the yellow top sheet is a bit glaring. I wish I had a cream top sheet, but I actually don't have one, or if I do have one, I can't remember it. I'll just show you the flowers I got. Okay, there we are. I got some roses and baby's breath. And then there's a Louise Hay saying, "I love and approve of myself," and a little coaster in case there's a bedtime drink. And I've got pillow spray and hand lotion there. I am quite tired. Please ignore the vacuum cleaner outside the door. Oh, this brush isn't very nice actually. I'll take that away. So here I've got a few books. Lucy Undying, Dracula, The Hiding Place, Body Foods for Women, The Full Cupboard of Life, Simone de Beauvoir. Oh, this one's cute. The Cat Who Moved a Mountain. Lillian Jackson Braun. There was a time in my mum and I's life when we really loved Lillian Jackson Braun books, and we got quite a few. It's just a kind of cute, light-hearted whodunit with some Siamese cats in the middle of the story. There's another Louise Hay affirmation. I am safe in the universe and all life loves and supports me. So that's nice. And phew, I'm pretty knackered, I can tell you that. Okay guys, well I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you very much if you stayed to the end of my vlog. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely week and I will see you on my next vlog. I can't wave because I'm holding the camera.